Sometimes people make my job pretty easy. Good morning and happy Monday. So, obviously, like I've said in the past, doing this, I had to do tons of research. Um, sometimes it takes 30 minutes, sometimes it takes 2.5 hours. It just depends on how much research I got to do or the topic, etc. But to pretend like I know everything would be ridiculous, and to pretend like I can explain everything better than everybody else would be ridiculous. And also, what ended up happening was this weekend I came across a video that happened to express everything that I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and let the video do the talking because they did a phenomenal job talking about interest rates, a phenomenal job talking about what the average interest rate was, how the market's going. So go ahead and listen. I'll just get straight to the video. Let's go ahead and listen to it and see what they have to say. Uh, I promise this is a good one. I'm not even. I was gonna break it up, right? I was gonna break it. I was gonna break it up and start and like into my own commentary. I'm not even gonna do that. This is that good.
Stand for home buyers this year, and it has to do with, no surprise, mortgage rates. What number do they refuse to go over? Diana Olick is here to explain. Diana?
Well, Kelly, for most buyers, the mortgage rate determines what they can afford, right? Because you buy the house not based on the price, but on the monthly payment. And the monthly payment is all about the rate. But a new study by John Burns Research found a majority, 71% of buyers, said the highest rate they would accept is 5.5%. That apparently is the tipping point. And it didn't matter the age of the buyer either, as in those older consumers who may have had a higher mortgage rate many years ago. In addition, 62% of consumers said normal mortgage rates are below 5.5%. Now, just so you know, the current rate is about 6.4%. And of course, we've been talking about these higher rates since they shot up early last summer. But historically, the 30-year fixed rate in the United States averaged 7.75% from 19.
I do want to bring that up. They said the rate right now is about 6.4%. And historically was 7.9%. So even with the last 10 years of having super low interest rates, the average interest rate was still way above 7%.
1971 all the way to 2023, reaching an all-time high of over 18% in 1981 and a record low of 2.65% in January of 2021, the height of the pandemic. Now, it's only been since the Great Recession and quantitative easing that rates went below 5% and then went historically low in that 2 and 3% range. Now, those ultra low rates, of course, they were the thing that lit the fire under home prices. So it's no surprise 63% of current homeowners think homes are overpriced, as do 83% of renters. Kelly, you got all the numbers?
I do. Well, believe everybody follow. I mean, is there anything more followed than the housing market and mortgage rates? Peter, I was just going to say 5.5% might feel better, might unlock a new wave of demand, but the market is resilient even with rates where they are right now. To me, it seems surprisingly resilient.
From a pricing perspective, absolutely. I mean, I'm still hearing about bidding wars.
Right, same.
That's because of still the dearth of inventory. I mean, to Diana's point, 90% of the mortgages outstanding are below 5%. I think about 70% are below 4%.
Wow.
So you have a lot of these people that are trapped in their houses, whether they want to or not, because they just don't want to give that up. Now,
he said they're trapped, and we are trapped, right? We don't want to give it up, and we don't want to go to what the rate is right now.
I think as we get through the spring selling season, which is the hot season, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out on the price side. But no doubt the lack of inventory is keeping things elevated, which would then potentially reduce the pace of transactions even further.
Andy has made this point as well, Diana, but if we see mortgage rates fall below, as Peter said, 4%, 5% even, I mean, that could suddenly see more inventory, lower prices. It could really spur some moving activity.
Absolutely. And inventory is the key right now. That's the problem. New listings are down phenomenally from a year ago. There's just nothing on the market. And if it is on the market, it's priced incorrectly, and that's why it's sitting. But I would also note that about a quarter of all home purchases right now are all cash.
Yeah.
So no mortgage rate involved. And that is really historically high for the market. Usually it's well below 20%. We're also told that investors are moving out of the market right now because prices are so high. And yet that all cash number hasn't pulled back very much yet. And that means that people have so much capital that they're sitting on. Maybe it's in a home they already have or somewhere else, but they're putting it in because they don't want a mortgage.
Absolutely. Diana, thanks. Peter, thank you as well. Peter Bookvar and our Diana Oleg.
All right. Well, there you have it. That was what I got for you today. Hopefully that video was informative.
The stock price is higher. JMP
you guys have a
Securities,
great
Devin
week.
Ryan joins us
Remember,
now.
life's not meant to be.
And Devin,
It's meant
of
to
all the
create.
things that Schwab was
Too
going to
strong.
announce today, I was